we are going to waste no time today, and we're going to get straight into the work that I have planned. I'm going to fix this neighborhood, correct the grading issues, and reestablish a grid that doesn't have, or hopefully doesn't have, any elevation issues like you can see right here. So I'm going to get to that, and I will see you when I'm done. Gonna have to establish a temporary road because the city just lost all of its servicing. I'll do that first before I finish the rest of that. There, that should solve the issue. There we go. Right, time to correct the grading issue. Almost. Just have to delete this section of road as well. I'm just going to grab this height right here at this intersection, and then I'm just going to flatten this terrain all the way back to the highway. I think I'm going to have to delete this section of highway and replace it. Yeah, it's a little strange. I'm gonna do that. Then we're doing it live. We're just gonna slope up to this section, so right clicking there, and just a gradual slope upwards. Grab our 4-lane. Here we go. I think that's acceptable. How drastic? I think that looks okay. There's obviously a bit of a grade there somewhere, but I can't really see it, so that should be okay for roads. With the grading out of the way, I'm going to move on to reestablishing our grid. I think this can just be a park at some point, just in a regular shape, but I like the idea of this road running alongside the highway for some reason. Maybe that can actually start back here. No, that's going to be fine for now. All right, with our grid reestablished, I'm just going to relocate our city services. So I'm going to take our elementary school and place it in some central location. I think it can go right here. And our clinic can go just right here. There we go. Does look like we need fire and police servicing. So I'm just going to take care of that quickly while we're on that page. And that can be placed, I want to say right here. And then police service can go over here. I think there's not a grade there, so yeah, this should be okay. Here we go. And it's kind of tucked away back there. Unfortunately, this house did burn down. Not much we can do about that with no fire service until just now. Okay, now we need to rezone this neighborhood. probably just going to be really deliberate with these apartment buildings and try not to just load up this section here. I'll just try to plot them in where I think they work, and maybe in the detailing phase have some pathways, add some trees, etc., and maybe some parking lots as well. Alright, that looks pretty well near what I want it to look like. This bucket here, I think I'm going to save that for future commercial, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and fill in some of the blanks over here with this office demand. And I think I don't want to de-zone any of this existing industrial necessarily, but maybe I can find some space here just for some small offices. And I will actually use this space here to place some office as well. There we go. And potentially this right here. Okay. And I'm also going to add another block. I know in the last episode I said I was going to put a landfill here, and I want to address that. I don't think that's actually a good idea because, like I've been saying, I want this section to be more of the downtown core and these adjacent tiles, and having a landfill that close to it, I don't think that's necessarily a good idea. What I think I want to do is actually have that placed back in this valley a little bit further, eventually when we start to expand into that area. I think for now, I'm going to just borrow this space for a couple more, or maybe a block more of industrial use, and then in the future, I'll worry about that landfill back there. But for now, I'm just going to extend this, place another pathway, and then zone in some industry on either side. There we go. With the zoning done, I'm now going to work on detailing what we've just fixed. I miss the ability to add paths connected to certain assets from City Skylines 1. Maybe that's just me, but I really liked that. I think this is generally the goal for these bigger apartment blocks. Parking lot, some trees, pathways, and some foliage. These nodes drive me friggin' crazy sometimes. Vanilla problems. Yeah, I don't mind this. This looks pretty cool, I think. If you guys think otherwise, let me know in the comments what I could do better. Maybe a crosswalk here somewhere, but if these paths met, that maybe would have been better. But I don't mind the variation either. I think I might actually zone in. What are we looking for here? High density. I might actually zone in another high density building over here. And I'm getting some elevation issues, as you guys can probably see. They're not nearly as bad. Oh, nice. A little fire going on. They're not nearly as bad as before, but they're still occurring, but it should be okay. And I did notice that during the grading issue, or grading portion, that there was still some elevation issues going on here. I could see the topography lines, so that's okay. I don't think it'll continue on in these blocks, but yeah, I'm kind of wondering if I want to put more high density on this side of the block or this side. And I think I'll probably put it on the lower ground. I think I'll probably put it right here and see how this zones in. Okay. I'll probably take this out. Can I build 3x3? Okay, what will that look like? Actually, I'm going to delete that. I'm not exactly sure these parking lots meet the requirements for the amount of people that actually live in these buildings, or that might live in these buildings, but when I add transit later, I think that'll help with the lack of parking and people relying on their cars. This is a mistake, but I'm going to double down on it now. I kind of just broke that movement happening between these blocks. I won't be able to run a pathway through this block anymore, but yeah. I'm just going to build a small high school here. This seems like the block to do it, actually. Just thinking about it now. Yeah, I'm going to build this right here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get park maintenance and then sports parks. And this is because I would like to have a field for this high school. How big? Okay, I should have enough space. Okay, I'll put the school here first. And I'll actually put it at the corner over here. We'll give it some additional parking. Can that fit in between here? There we go. Looks like we still have a lot of demand for this high density. I don't know if I want to plot more in the middle of detailing, but I think I will. And this, I'm going to see what this looks like. Just a couple smaller. Well, can I do 2x4s on this? Oh, I can. Okay. Let's see how that looks. I'm going to hold it on parking lots for now. I don't have that much money, as you guys can probably see. And I'll just stick with what I currently have. But I'm going to finish up these blocks. Alright, in the middle of that, we got Tiny Town. A few extra dollars, a couple more development points. I'm just going to ignore this for now and keep on detailing, and then we'll come to this afterwards. Okay, I didn't realize those were going to be that big. Looks a little weird next to a school, but we're going to roll with it. I think there's enough space in between that it's not the worst thing in the world. So we're going to leave this for now. That is kind of a broad stroke landscaping detailing segment. Manually clicking in those trees is really annoying, and dealing with the surfaces is really annoying, especially on vanilla, because I'm having to draw around each individual building. And yeah, little tedious, but I think the result is okay. Wasn't quite sure what to do with these empty spaces here, but they look okay as parks, or kind of like pedestrian areas. People can move through these spaces instead of walking on the roads. And I thought they connected well into these apartment building complexes. I think, as I mentioned earlier, I kind of cut off this movement here because I was intrigued by the wide parking lot and the fact that it fit in this space. I think this looks horrendous now, and I will probably come back to that at some point, but not right now. And we also got rid of street parking on Maple. I don't actually know how to replace these trees, or if I can replace them. So I don't know. Maybe that's in road services. But or they just take a little while to grow. Either way. Took away street parking. This looks a little less cluttered now, but obviously we still have a lot of these cars parking on these other streets here. But I think this will eventually extend, obviously, in this direction and go down to the river. And for the high school, added that obviously during the detailing phase, and just thought it'd be neat to have a couple sports parks, a couple basketball courts, and a tennis court, and then just used a pedestrian path to kind of connect all those. I think I mentioned it earlier in the detailing phase, but I miss being able to add paths directly from a building or park to something else. I think people remember that from Cities 1. For some parks, you could just add a pathway directly to it and it would connect, but it doesn't seem like we can do that with Cities 2 just yet, unless I'm missing something. Okay, with detailing out of the way, I think I want to come up with a plan for getting out of this tile, but first, I'm going to fill some of this zoning demand, and I think I'm going to start with these row homes and put in some mixed use buildings. I'm probably not going to give them that much space because I don't want them to be too tall on this in this area, but I think it'll help break up this big block nicely. So I'm going to try that, and hopefully we get some decent results with buildings zoning in. Hopefully these come up with decent results. I think it'll help break this up nicely, like I said. Just hopefully these aren't too tall. All right. Seem to be getting a fair amount of traffic here coming off of the highway, and I'm assuming this is just because we have a bunch of new buildings and people are going to be moving in. Yeah, this is quite a bit of traffic, but I think this should dissipate after a little while. Maybe just to help temporarily, I can actually just upgrade this road and give those folks coming off the highway 2 lanes heading into the city. I think I need to fix this pathway too. Okay, that seems to be moving a little bit better, I think, but this might just be clogging up these streets here, but not much we can do about that right now. Like I said, I think this is just because these buildings are coming up and folks are moving in. Yeah, these don't look terrible. I'm not a fan of this here, but I wonder if anything will even fit in this space as far as mixed use. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. No, I don't think that'll fit. Okay, well, I'll keep that a row home for now. This here, also not crazy about that fit, but maybe what we do is bring this right to the edge of it. And then have this be the mixed use block. That might work. We'll see how that looks. And we're going to do the same with this here. There we go. Maybe instead of more housing, I'll actually put a park right here instead. Maybe it'll be a basketball court or two. There we go. All right, that hopefully adds something to this neighborhood. Yeah, I'm not sure how this looks. Let me know in the comments down below. I think this looks okay, and I think it looks somewhat natural, and it's not super dense. That might be more reflective of a part of town that is not exactly super highly populated, but yeah, I think that's okay for now. And I will actually fix this right now. I think that's all right. All right, we seem to be making quite a bit of money, and this is kind of where I want to go to for our next part, which is coming up with a plan to get out of this tile. So here we are. Here's obviously the tiles that we can buy, and the resource overlay on top of that. My current thought is that I probably need to have some more specialized resources to afford the upkeep that would be associated with buying more tiles. So I'm currently thinking that rather than going into our downtown core, which is, it's unfortunate that this is where I want it to be because there's a lot of resources here. I think I'm going to expand in this direction. And I really need to get a compass going because I don't actually know which direction that is. It's staring right at me and I don't know where. But I think I'm going to go in this direction, and I'm probably going to start building more of a rural, resource-oriented part of the city. And I think I definitely want to get into this oil here and get into more of this fertile land. I'm thinking about these 3 tiles here, which we obviously can't afford right now, but we're going to take out a loan and we're going to start, well, maybe I can take out a bigger loan and get these 5 tiles. Let's just see how this works. Let's go for 500. And if we can take out more, we'll just, or if we have to take out more, we'll take out more. Okay, those are bought. We're still in the green by just a little bit. Worst case, we can add some more density maybe to this this neighborhood here, and get some more tax income. But yeah, I'm gonna explore this tile and see what kind of roadway layout we should have. All right, I think I have a plan. So I want to obviously tap into this oil resource here, and I want to use this fertile land for, I believe I have cotton unlocked. Yes. Or textile fiber farming. That's, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I want to tap into those, and eventually down the road, I want to build a rail yard, and it's going to go right here, I believe. And what this grid, or the direction of this road, what it allows us to do is, just at least how I'm envisioning it right now, I can have tracks running off of the rail yard that kind of align with the current grid pattern heading in this direction here. So this will certainly be a future plan, but right now I'm just going to get into those resources, and I'm going to build extractors and a temporary road to get to them. And then eventually I will build the rail yard. So here we are on our oil resource, and I'm not actually sure what the best way to build these extractors is. I typically just put them in the middle and then build the extractable area around it, but I'm probably going to continue with that. I think I'm just going to put this right here so I'm not covering too much of the road, or the road I have running to it is not covering too much of the resource. But yeah, I'm just gonna run it along like this and see what happens. If you can run it here, this might look horrendous, but I don't want to terraform this either. I'm not sure if this space gets affected by terraforming. Maybe I could just test that anyways and see. Okay, what happens to it? So it doesn't look like it gets rid of it, unless I'm wrong and just can't see it. But it doesn't look like it gets rid of it. Okay. So we might not have to have these big slopes right now, but I will worry about that later, and I'll just hook this up for now. And I'm just going to run that here. And like I said, this is just a temporary road and layout. I'm just trying to set these extractors up first. Maybe it's not exactly necessary to have a temporary road even, but this really does look horrendous, that's for sure. Not quite sure how best to handle that in the detailing phase. That's something I'm going to have to address later because this does not look good. So I'll leave this for now. I'm happy it's operating. This is like, yeah, this is just insanity. What a view though. Yeah, I'm going to address that later. This looks a little crazy. Maybe there's something I can do. Definitely let me know in the comments because, yeah, I'm stuck as to what to do with this. All right, we're going to build our textile farm, and that will go right here. There we go. Okay, so how much do these actually make? I just read somewhere that they make a lot. Well, more the textile farming than oil, but what are we looking at here? Okay, so it looks like we have a surplus of oil. I'm assuming I need to build more industry to actually use that, I believe. Yeah, because it looks like I'm just exporting it and not processing. And if the highlighted green means what is happening currently. All right, so I do think I need to build more industry, but I'm going to wait because I need to build a roadway layout for this area. And before I do that, I want to look at the topography and see what is going on. So I'm just looking for kind of a natural barrier for where this grid could end, because as you can see, there's nothing to really stop this from continuing. And I think that's what makes a city look natural, is when there's something to stop what would be the continuation of this grid. So maybe elevation is what we use, and maybe we add some trees and some forestry to make that work, because there's certainly a grade here, and I could certainly just spam trees along this side of the road or the neighborhood. But I don't know if that will be the best look, but it may earlier or may later give us opportunity to run different forms of transit down from this rail to this track right here. So maybe that's what I do. I'm gonna see what this looks like. I'm gonna just erase it if I have to, but I'm gonna put some trees here with a brush, not a very big brush. Lower the strength just a little bit. And I'm going to use the birch trees. Maybe I'll do the same all the way up here. Yeah, with no brush mod, you kind of just have to paint in these different species here. This might be the easy way out of ending this this grid here. I'm trying to get these trees really close to the road. Okay, I think we're maxed out in that space. All right, kind of works, I guess. We'll see. I have to run a road through here. I'm gonna use the medium road because it's connected to our industry, and it is an arterial, and I'm gonna run it down this direction here, and I'm actually gonna use the one with the median, sorry, length there. I might turn off my snaps. Actually, I'll keep that on the 90-degree. That can go there. No, maybe I actually run it along here. This might be better. That there. Delete this. Turn on our guidelines. Not the worst looking road. And then have it extend downwards to our new road here. And I'll go through it just so it stays at 90 degrees. Okay. Let's assess this. So it looks like the terrain is a little rougher than I thought it was. I'm actually going to redo this because that's just bumpy the whole way there. All right, let's see how this looks. This might look a little bit better now if it's just one road built the whole way through. All right, that's much better. There we go. Okay. I am going to build that other farm here. There we go. And it's at 56% efficiency. I believe that's obviously due to it not running the full, or getting the bulk of that land. We'll actually make this a paved road. Again, don't forget, I'm coming back to this because this looks horrendous. And I'm going to figure out how to make this look somewhat reasonable. This will be hopefully part of making this look a little bit more complete. So it looks like we finally have garbage issues coming up as a result of not having a landfill. So I think I might look into that now, given that we have a little more space to deal with, and we seem to be okay budget-wise still, and I might actually buy one more or two more tiles to do that. At least I have the room to place it. So I'll build a textile farm first. Okay, here's the road. There we go. We'll take our medium road. Probably doesn't need to be a medium road anymore. And we'll just run this along here straight for now. And we'll just extend this out a little bit more as well and have it run along the river right there. I think that works. For the landfill, which I don't actually think I have money for. Oh, I do have money for it. Okay. The landfill can go up here. That is quite a bit of garbage collection going out. So it doesn't look like this office demand or this office zoned in. I'll just build that as industry. Maybe I'll extend that out to there. There we go. All right, with the industry out of the way, I want to build the rail yard. Please ignore the oil extractor. I know that looks horrendous right now. Not much I can do about that texture, but I'm going to try to clean that up in the detailing phase. So before I build the rail yard, I don't actually think I have enough to buy it right now. I may need to take out a bigger loan, but we're kind of in a tricky spot right now. If we take out more money, we're going to be tighter and tighter budget wise. So I might add a little bit more density over here to build some more tax income. And then I'll look into maybe extending 1 or 2 more blocks of this way. We'll see, but I'm gonna add some density first, and then I'll come back. Yeah, the traffic does continue to be an issue, but I think, like I said earlier, it's probably just due to the fact that I'm intensifying over there, and more people are moving in. So while I'm here, I'm wondering if this will help. I'm going to add some of our signature buildings, and I'm wondering if this will help at all with people moving in or general happiness in the city. But this row home, it's going to look weird, but I mean, not the best, not the worst. Looks like we are floating around the 3,000 an hour mark, and I might just go ahead and start building the rail anyways and just see what a loan does. So it looks like if I took out the cost of the rail yard, I'd still be in the green, which is ideal. But now that I'm thinking of it, is it too early to even build this anyways for the sake of getting our foundation here in this new area? I think maybe I just leave it, because I don't know if I want to take out that much money yet, considering we are already repaying 500,000. I think one thing we probably could focus on in the meantime is building our road maintenance building or depot, because we are going to be having issues here with the conditions of these roads. So this is something I'll do first. And we'll come back to that rail yard. I just know it's going to be here, and I'm going to have to do a little terrain work. You can see it, but it's going to be over here, and that'll help hopefully alleviate some industrial traffic that gets generated for what I end up building over here. So for our road maintenance depot, I'm probably just going to place that. I'm probably going to place that out here, and I might start a new industrial block or park and just give it a lot of space. That looks to be all right. I'm gonna try something here. See this in the city I live in. I'm gonna try building like a little side street, then see if I can get this industrial to front onto this road. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna try that out. Hopefully this helps with our budget, which seems to be going downwards. We'll see. Hopefully we'll have to monitor that. I completely forgot why I was building that anyways. I'm going to put my road depot over here. I think I'll place it, put it right there. There we go, Boomtown. What do we got? Loan limit, heavy traffic ban, advanced pollution management. Okay. We have a bunch of development points to spend. I'm going to wait on these for a second. I'd like to get some stuff situated before we worry about unlocking anything else. So it looks like we are dipping into the red. Yeah, road maintenance vehicles. Okay. Well, we'll leave that at 100. Maybe that'll dial back as the roads are maintained, because I think, if I remember, that was fairly red as far as the actual condition. Yeah, this doesn't look too great, so we'll see. We'll just leave that open, or leave that up at 100% for now, while they look to be going through and repairing some of these roads. Yeah, it looks like they're doing it right here. Okay, cool. Looking at this, I'm wondering if we should build kind of an at-grade interchange right here over, and build a bridge over to the other side of the river, just because all of this industrial traffic that is going to be running down here is going to run all the way around through our highway system, out the off ramp, and then down through here. I'm wondering if we should just put in a temporary intersection or interchange for now. I think I actually might do that. So let's get that situated here, I believe. I'm going to grab this. I think that looks pretty reasonable. It's better. That's all right. And then we can build our slip lanes. Okay, let's see how this plays out. This lane here is driving me crazy. I kind of want it to be the same distance apart, but I won't get too worked up about that for now. Oh. Okay, I didn't realize this had weather on this map. That's interesting. Glad we built the road depot, or the road maintenance depot. Deal with some of that snow. I think I'm going to just run this medium road all the way down here. It looks like it's warranted, in my opinion. Now, it's going to ask me to delete these pathways, unfortunately. I'll run it to right here. That looks okay. And with that now out of the way, I'm going to add, I believe, one more farm, and then I'm going to get into detailing this new industrial area. And hopefully dealing with this monstrosity over here. Alright, so I just looked it up and it does not appear that terraforming will remove natural resources. Whether that is up to date or not, I think, well actually, given that these structures are already here, what happens if I lower one of these just to test it out on a small piece here? No, nothing happens. Alright, I gotta live with this for now, I guess. Let's see what happens if I smooth it out. Nothing. Nothing much. And if I slope it, Okay, all right. Let's see here. So just to briefly go over what we just did, I just added some surfacing and some trees here to this area. I was able actually to connect the pathways up to these roundabouts or these dead ends, so people can actually walk through them if they need to. Added a parking lot near our road maintenance depot. Got that right this time. Added some shrubbery along this fence line. Like I said, I don't actually know if that removes fertile land. Well, I guess we'll find out. And then just added some surfacing here. This is a little odd looking. Maybe I just delete that at some point, but for now we're gonna leave it. I think there's gonna be a building here at some point, whatever that might be. I don't know. And we just added some trees along the road here, kind of separating the medium road and the fields. So this is more of like I guess a broad stroke, nothing too nitty gritty here. And it was just to kind of spruce it up a little bit. How much of this loan do we have left? Oh, not a whole lot. Okay. Perfect. We're getting there. I know I mentioned earlier that I was interested in getting this rail yard sorted out. And while I think that will eventually get done, I just don't think that is currently in the cards for this episode, because we don't really have that much demand for it, I would say. Our roads aren't that backed up. I don't think it would do a whole lot for us just this yet. Just to kind of recap, gonna wait on this rail. I don't want to, because I want to see how this vision's gonna play out. But budget, I don't think we can squeeze it in right now. And as well, I don't think it'll see a whole lot of use, because currently our roads are looking okay traffic wise. Our industry doesn't seem to be pushing a lot of traffic, and it's probably also has something to do with our population. It's really not that big. So maybe around the 10 to 12,000 mark, we start thinking about rail. And as we push into this section of the map, we add rail to get these folks down into the downtown core instead of having to rely on the highway. So we're going to wait on that rail yard for now. I'm going to have to be patient. And but I think that takes us to our next segment, which will be busing. So we don't currently have any transportation right now or public transit. I think it is time we add a bus depot. I'm going to build it right here. And we're going to hook this up. Oh, the road's on the other side. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. We'll live with this. We'll just do this. Get rid of some of our detailing. Oh well. We'll add those back. Okay. Got it. There we go. And I'll just put a couple more trees around it. There we go. Yeah, we're going to start with some bus lines. So I think a really obvious spot for bus stops are going to be in front of the schools right there. And the high school of the bus lay-by right in front. And as well as our crematorium. Where's our medical clinic? Why can't I find it? Oh, it's actually right here. Okay, so this should also be here. And then I think there's one more building, a police station right down here. And whether that needs to have a bus stop or not, it's or people are actually going to the police station. I'm not actually sure what Sims do with police stations. Do people actually go report stuff there? I feel like that's a little too nitty gritty, but yeah, I'll keep the bus stop there just in case. And for the regular signs, we'll keep, I kind of want buses to flow in this direction and then downward and then out here. So I'm going to keep them on this side of the road and just place them every other block right there, with the last stop being right here. Well, we do need another bus stop in front of the fire hall. I don't actually know if that's necessary, but we're doing it. So I think we're going to have an express line, and I think we're going to use bus stops for this. And they're going to be this side of the road, right here, right here. I need to put these on the other side of the road too, but I'll put them just on the other sides. There we go. Okay, and we're going to name this Express 1. We don't have any districts made yet, so we'll just leave that as Express 1 for now. And that color is going to be red. There, now folks can get from either neighborhood relatively quickly. And now we have to set up the lines that will run within each neighborhood, or within this neighborhood, because I don't think I'm going to have different lines running through here unless I just had one running in a loop, but people seem to walk really far, so I don't know if that's necessary. But within here, maybe it is. Let's take a look, and I think I'm going to start it right here on Maple, and it's going to run. Actually, no, I won't. I'm going to start it over here, and this will run to the clinic, elementary school, high school. Oh, I gotta move that. I'll put it over here. So back again. Then it'll run to this commercial section here. Actually, that's too close. It'll run back to the crematorium, which I might also have on the other side. All right, I think this bus line is kind of just like a general loop of important spots in the city or in this neighborhood. I don't know how necessary it is to have a stop at the crematorium, but it exists. And maybe in between the clinic and no, actually we're going to leave that. This will be serviced for now, and eventually when we decide to build something out here, whether it is a big box commercial outlet or not, maybe it is just more residential, then we will start with building another line over here. This is basically what I wanted to cover in this episode. We have detailed this neighborhood. I think this looks pretty passable for now. Let me know in the comments below if you think anything should be changed. And we also expanded into these tiles here, set up some more industry, created this absolute eyesore over here. Fantastic stuff. A new industrial area, textile farms, some animal agriculture as well, built a landfill. And we're starting to use this area to scale back our residential, to scale everything down, and kind of get into more of a rural area of the map. And that's a tough word for me, rural. Yeah, enjoy that one. So that's the whole goal here. And obviously I discussed the rail yard probably a bit too much, and that'll be for a future episode. But yeah, I think we got through a lot today, and I'm pretty happy with the results so far. I think just quickly before we take off, I'm gonna take a look at this budget and see what's going on here. Might be able to increase taxes just ever so slightly just to get back in the green, and maybe we'll just nuke that office one for a bit. So okay, that's all right, and I don't think that'll affect our demand too much. Yes, I just wanted to quickly go over this spot of the city. It'll eventually get dealt with, and we'll eventually build something here, but I might leave this one open to your suggestions and what you guys might have in mind. So yeah, let me know what you guys think this area should be. If no one says anything, then yeah, I'll just leave it forever, and it'll forever be empty. So that'll be that. Did I really just end that episode on that'll be that? If you guys are still here, really appreciate you guys sticking around and watching the rest of this episode. I actually had quite a few comments asking to make these longer, so hopefully this worked for you guys. I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that I got off track a lot, and you guys probably noticed that. Next week, I'm going to try to add a little bit more structure and hopefully make it a little bit easier to follow. So with that said, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.